This is Math Moments, and I'm Mrs. Combs, and we're talking about multiplying three-digit numbers, and this is part one, so you'll have to watch for part two. I have some problems here that I've put together, and we're going to explain what we're doing as we go. This is the ones place. We're going to start always in the ones place, which is on the right side of the problem. So 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 7 is 42, 43. And 6 times 3 is 18 plus that 4 is 22. So 6 times 372 is 2,232. I'm going to change my color here. Now, we're going to multiply by that 5, but it's not a 5. It's a 50. This is 156. So that's a 50. We're going to put a 0 here. The 0 that's on the 50, because it's in the tens place. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 7 is 35, plus that 1 is 36. And 5 times 3 is 15, 16, 17, 18. So 50 times 372 is 18,600. Now this is not a 1. This is a 100. So we're going to put both of those zeros that are on the 100 in there. And 1 times 2 is, of course, 2. 1 times 7 is 7. And 1 times 3 is 3. Now we're going to add all of those together. This becomes an addition problem. 2 plus 0, 0 is 2. 3 plus zeros is 3. 6 and 2 is 8, 9, 10. Carry the 1. 15, 16, 17, 18. 3, 4, 5. And 156 times 372 is 58,032. That's the correct answer. Now we're going to start with the ones. And 7 times 0 is 0. So we have a 0 in the ones place. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 7 is 49. 50, 51, 52. So 7 times 750 is 55,250. Okay? Now this is a 0, but it's in the tens place, so we still have to put that 0 in the spacer. Okay? And 0 times 5, 0 is 0, 0 times 5 is 0, and 0 times 7 is also 0. So we have a whole row of zeros there. But it's important that you put that spacer in there so that we get everything in the right place. This is 100. How many zeros are in 100? That's right, there's 2. So we have to put 2 zeros for the 100. And 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 5 is 5. And 1 times 7 is 7. And we add them up. 0, 5, 2, 5 and 5 is 10. 7 and 1 is 8. So that's 80,250. Okay? Let's look at this one. We start with the 1 that's in the ones place. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 9 is 9. And 1 times 5 is 5. So 1 times 597 is 597. But this is not an 8. What is it? Yes, it's an 80. So we have to put that 0 for the 80. 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 9 is 72, and 5 is 77. And 8 times 5 is 47. 40 plus 7. Okay. Now, this is not 3. It has 2 zeros after it. It's 300. Okay, that's 300. So we have to put those zeros down here to hold its spot. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 9 is 27, 28, 29. And 3 times 5 is 15. Is that a 3? 27, 28, 29. Okay, so that's a 2. 3 times 5, that's 12. No. 3 times 5 is not 10, it's 15, 16, 17. So 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 9 is 27, 28, 29. 3 times 5 is 15, 16, 17. And we add. 7, 2 zeros, 7. 9 and 6 is 15. That's a 1. 5 and 1 is 6 and 7 is 13, 14. 9 and 7 is 16, 17. 7 and 4 is 11, 12. And 1 and 1 is 2. 227,457. Okay. Now let's see about these. We start with a 6 because it's in the ones place. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3. 6 times 2 is 12. So 6 times 205 is 1,230. But this is a 50, so we have to put in that 0. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 0 is 0, plus that 2 is 2. And 5 times 2 is 10. So 50 times 205 is 10,250. Now that's not a 1, it's 100, so we have to put those 2 zeros in there. And 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 0 is 0, and 1 times 2 is 2. So we get 0, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 3. It's 31,980. And that's the correct answer. Yay. Okay, this is just a 52. But we still have to follow the same rules. We start with the ones. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 7 is 14, and that 1 is 15. And 2 times 2 is 4, and that 1 is 5. So 2 times 275 is 550. That's not a 5, it's a 50, so we put that 0 on there. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 7 is 35, plus that 2 is 37. And 5 times 2 is 10, and 3 is 13. So 5 times 275 is 13,750. Then we add those together. We only have 2 to add together because we only have 2 digits that we're multiplying by. Okay? Then we add. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 7 plus 5 is 12, 13. 3 plus 1 is 4. 14,300. And once again, I've succeeded. Okay, let's look at this one. We have to start with the ones. Always start with the ones. And 1 times 8, that's not a 1, it's a 6 in the ones place. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 9 is 54, 58. 6 times 6 is 36, and 5 is 41. So 6 times 698 is 4,088. That's a 40, so I put the 0 from the 40 down. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 9 is 36, plus 3 is 39. 6 plus 3 is 9. 4 times 6 is 24, 25, 26, 27. Now we go to the 3, but it's not a 3, it's a 300, so we have to put these 2 zeros down here that would be on that 100. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 9 is 27, 28, 29. 3 times 6 is 18, 19, 20. Let's see if we get this one right. You may have noticed mistakes I've made already. 8 plus 2 is 10. 9, 10, 11, 15. 9, 10, 21. I got 241, 508, and that is correct. Wow, I got them all right. This is how you multiply three-digit numbers. This is 3 digits times 2. So we multiply by the 2 first, that's the ones. Then we put a 0 for the ones place because we've already used the ones place. And we multiply by 5, which is 1,375 plus the 0 because that's a 50. Then we add. So here we multiply by the 6 in the ones place, and 6 times 205 is 1,230. Then we multiply by the 5, but that's really a 50, so we put the 0 down here. And 5 times 205 is 1,025, but 50 times 205 is 10,250. We have to add that 0. Then we do the same for the 100, we add the 2 zeros. And then we add up our answers. And that's the way you multiply 3-digit numbers. This has been Mrs. Combs with Math Moments, and remember to look for part 2.